y'all, I got an interesting episode for you guys today. As you probably saw in the title, is JAYROD going to New Wave? Now, I don't create the conspiracy theories, I just speak on them. Now, is this a wild and unrealistic theory? I don't think so. And here's why. We all know that JAYROD has been on his own, living a nomad-style jiu-jitsu life, with fans unsure about where he'll end up. Many fans have asked him where he may end up or what his plan was. In one reply to a fan, he mentioned that he was going to AOJ. However, there hasn't been any proof or evidence of this, and no official statement or acknowledgement that JAYROD has joined AOJ, at least to my knowledge. But here's where things get interesting. In a video posted earlier this week by Alex Wingling and CJI, we are informed of a New Wave wildcard. The video leaves us with a few clues, but no definites. I'll play that video for you now.
Team New Wave could be using a wild card, and John Danaher gives us a tip on who it could be. Do you think you guys will be utilizing that wild card?
Craig actually offered us a very interesting possibility for a wild card. I won't talk about it publicly, but it was a little too wild for even a wild card. We're contemplating that now. What I can say, Alex, is this: unless there's some crazy injury or something that we just can't foresee, and there is a wild card option, which would be fascinating. I would love to tell you the name, Alex, but I don't want to do it yet. It's unconfirmed. It's a tantalizing possibility. I wish I could give you the name now, but the possibility only happened 2 days ago, so nothing has been confirmed. So I don't want to give empty promises. But if it were the case, I think it would be a very exciting addition to the team. But I can give a clue. He used to train with us back in the day. And actually at one point asked to be on the team, but nothing came of it because he lived geographically a long distance away. But he's a very talented athlete and competes very well, and often actually competes against our team, which would make it kind of interesting. I get to know more about that. If it is a realistic possibility, we'll announce it. But right now it's could go either way.
There you have it. Who do you think is going to be the wild card for Team New Wave if they use it at all?
Of course, fans flooded to the comments, and the theme was rather overwhelming. I'll show you some of the comments live from the comments section now. As you can see, fans overwhelmingly think or are hoping that JAYROD will be New Wave's wildcard. Is this possible? Do the clues that Danaher gave quite add up with it being JAYROD? There is some debate there. Some of the fans have argued that clues don't quite add up or point to JAYROD. Others saying that it could be Isaac or Cummings or even Keenan Cornelius. But it seems like the topic and the vote that fans want is JAYROD. Let's just talk about the history a little bit. We had DDS, the Danaher Death Squad, who split up and became New Wave, and the teammates who left became B Team. Gordon Ryan, the star of New Wave's younger brother Nicky Ryan, left New Wave and John Danaher and his brother and formed B Team with Craig Jones and the rest of the guys. It's always been interesting and entertaining that Gordon's younger brother Nicky has been on the opposing team to New Wave. Now, wouldn't it be an interesting plot twist if Nicky Rod, the star of B Team's younger brother, JAYROD, joins their number one competitor team, New Wave? If the stars were to ever align and things would balance each other out in jiu-jitsu, the time is now. Not only would this be an interesting plot twist in the BJJ storyline, but it would give us a chance to see JAYROD at CGI 2 and potentially see him go against some of his former teammates. JAYROD has made it quite apparent that he misses jiu-jitsu. He seems to be doing some serious work on himself, but you can tell there's just something missing. There's something about being part of a crew and having a brotherhood that just can't be replaced. Now, to add more weight to the theory, a lot of fans have actually asked JAYROD in the comments if he would even entertain or be interested in doing this, and his response was yes. JAYROD seems 100% willing to join New Wave and compete as a wild card in CJI 2. Just yesterday, JAYROD posted a new photo of himself displaying his current condition and asking fans to guess his weight. In those comments, fans asked if the weight he was at, it was possible for him to make the wild card for New Wave. And again, he responded yes. So I don't know about you guys, but so far, this theory is actually looking quite possible. But before we get too excited and lost down this conspiracy, I just want to address how my skeptic brain is also theorizing on other possibilities here. Is it possible with JAYROD's exit from B Team that possibly could have been coordinated intentionally? It does seem that what JAYROD was accused of could be worse. It seems as though he still does have some friendships with some of the B Team guys. It does seem like other teams and athletes are willing to host him, train with him, and he hasn't been completely cut off from the jiu-jitsu community. Craig and B Team have also been very silent on this topic. Could this possibly be a kayfabe, like a lot of the other things that we're seeing in jiu-jitsu? Could this be a part of the plan? Could they have planned the whole time for JAYROD to join New Wave as a way to provide us entertainment?
How do you think this team New Wave is stacking up for CGI2?
B Team and New Wave being in this event is kind of one of the biggest rivalries in jiu-jitsu history. I mean, it's kind of like enemies coming together for the greater good here, right? Like, obviously, I had a big falling out with Gordon and John and the team, and we had a horrible split. It was all over social media, but ultimately, in pursuit of the one thing we share in common, the love of grappling, we're able to find a middle ground and work together. And really, like, I've crossed the line many times on social media, but those boys and John were able to put that aside to participate in the event.
Some other factors that I think add weight to this theory about New Wave and JAYROD is that B Team is in Austin, Texas, as is New Wave or Kingsway. So it's not like JAYROD would have to pack up his whole life and move to California or to another country or state. He essentially would just be making a switch to another gym in the same city. Another factor is if you're coming from a team like B Team Jiu-Jitsu, being essentially the self-proclaimed number 2 team in Jiu-Jitsu, what options would you have from here? You certainly wouldn't want to go down on the list. Why wouldn't you want to join the number 1 team? You were kicked out from the number 2 team. In the same city is the gym of the number 1 team. Wouldn't that just be an easy transition and a great move for your career? Gordon, New Wave, and Kingsway have essentially been silent on this subject, but that's not necessarily surprising. Danaher did express that the wild card was very wild, and that's about as much as we have. As wild as it sounds, I personally don't think this theory is that crazy. But I also do see how they could be using these factors to stir up more excitement. Either way, I'm very interested to see how this plays out and who the New Wave wild card is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it possible? Will JAYROD join New Wave or Kingsway? Or is this just an interesting theory and JAYROD's just willing to be a part of any team? Either way, I'm here for it, and I'm interested to see how this all unfolds. Stay tuned, I've got some more videos coming your way soon. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. And remember, the first rule of Jiu-Jitsu is you always talk about Jiu-Jitsu. Also, if you guys want my t-shirt, CGI2, sponsored by Chokes and Subs, it's available on my store, stickermule.com/chokesandSubs, or check the link in the bio.